What's up, you all? I'm your host, Isaiah Smith, and welcome to another episode of Insights with Isaiah, your weekly talk show. Today, we got a great show planned for you all. We have an amazing guest who's going to talk about campus involvement. We got your insight, and we got your quote of the day. So without further ado, let's get into this show.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So y'all, our guest today is a junior business accountant major from Charlotte, North Carolina. Just to name a few things that he does, he is Mr. Campus Ambassador at Winston-Salem State University. He also serves as Mr. Rams Hope, and he is a member of the African Student Association at Winston-Salem State University. Please welcome to the show, Corey Trigg.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing today, Corey?
I'm blessed. Thanks for having me.
No problem. So just to give a disclaimer, y'all, his name is Corey, but everybody calls him Buki. So if y'all hear me say Buki, that's why. But Buki, I know your name is Corey and you got that name. Talk to us about how you got the name Buki and where that originated from.
Okay, so Buki was one of my dad's nicknames, and I'm already named after him.
Okay.
So I'm a junior. So they just used to give me a lot of nicknames that he carried, and Buki just stuck with me, especially with sports and everything.
Right. So what sports did you play?
I grew up playing tennis and baseball and basketball, and I played a little football because of my size, but mainly basketball and tennis.
Now you said tennis, and I know that tennis is a great sport. So talk to us about what drew you to tennis. Was that something you liked, or was it something you were forced to do?
Okay, so in high school, it's common to play two sports. So
Okay.
during baseball season, I was not running track.
Got you.
So tennis was the only thing available. And I was fortunate enough to be the captain of my team at Vance High School in Charlotte. Being a two-sport athlete does carry some weight. It teaches me time management.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time I am not a student athlete. So that's why I'm so heavily involved.
Right. So you talked about being a captain of the team. How was that? What lessons did you learn being captain?
Okay, so being captain of tennis was tough because I've never been like a leader. I'm
Got you.
I'm the youngest sibling out of my family.
Okay.
So like dealing with players who are not disciplined and don't listen,
Right.
that taught me how to like be a leader. So being a head of sports really started my leadership and the reason why I wanted to be involved.
Got you. Now, you said you're involved on campus, and I know there are a lot of students here at WSSU. Some are heavily involved, some have yet to be involved. So talk to about what made you get involved in all of these different things you're a part of, and what's the importance of getting involved on campus?
Okay, so when I first came to Winston, I was just here for the vibes. And then especially because I was coming from A&T.
Okay.
So my legacy leader, I actually still talk to him to this day. He told me, like, you come to Winston, you got to do something. You can't just go here just to go here. Leave your imprint on the school because you never know what doors can open.
Right.
So being the campus ambassador was my first home, and that opened every door for me. And I never knew I was good at it.
Yeah. Now, I know you said your legacy leader told you this. Now, I know there are some who are watching who don't know what a legacy leader is. So can you tell us what a legacy leader is for those that don't know?
Okay, so at Winston-Salem State, our freshmen and transfers, when they first get here, their first point of contact with a WSSU student is a legacy leader.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like their first big brother or big sister. And it was fun for me to be on the other side. So I got to be a big brother. My legacy student, she's Miss Freshman.
Awesome.
My other legacy student, she's finna play flag football. So they see me involved. Of course, they're gonna do the same thing. And we're giving tours. A lot of people, like I've welcomed a lot of people to the university. So
Wow.
I walk past a lot of people, they be like, you the reason why I came here. And I may not remember because I tour so much.
Yeah.
But just to see like I have an impact warms my heart.
I think that's amazing, bro, because honestly, we don't know the lives we're really impacting. And for those of you who don't know, Buki, he impacts so many people. People have become a campus ambassador because of him. As you heard it, and one of his legacy students is Miss Freshman. Can you shout her out?
Shout out Leilani Burnett. I'm so proud of you. Keep shining. I know the next 3 years you're going to do amazing things.
Isn't that awesome? So I know you're not only a campus ambassador, but you're a part of Rams Hope. You actually serve as Mr. Rams Hope. So can you talk about what Rams Hope is?
Okay, so with Rams Hope, we're a mentoring org, but not just mentoring. We give back to our community, and we try to help kids in an ordinary fashion. So those kids, like us, even coming to the school means a lot to them because that's the highlight of their day. So they usually tell us go to the subject that we major in, but I go straight to ISS because I spend a lot of time at ISS. I'm not gonna lie. Those kids really get impacted just seeing people of color in college, and I think that's a big part. When I was little, I didn't see no people of color in college. All I saw was white people.
Right.
So just us spending time with them, even if it's for 30 minutes, that plays a big part. So I really like that Rams Hope. It is the only mentoring org on campus, but we are freshly new. Last year we were org of the year.
Awesome.
So yeah.
That deserves an applause. That is awesome. How did it feel to become org of the year?
I was just one of the first members. My boy Jaden had said, hey, I'm finna start something great and I need you a part of it. So no matter what anybody does on campus, if they need my help, I'm head forward. So,
right. Now, I know you said you go to ISS. I personally don't know what that means. So can you explain what ISS is?
ISS is in-school suspension. So if you act up in like middle school, high school, that's where they sent you. I spent a lot of time at ISS.
So do you think that's part of the reason you went straight to ISS?
Yeah, because when ISS, we really don't get nothing out of it but like punishment. So me helping them with their homework, asking about their day, why they're here, what can we do to not be here in this position that they're in, that really does help. Because most of the time, they're forced to live a life fast, and they don't have to live a life so fast. Like they're so young, and they go through some of the same things me and my peers go through. So just being there for them, even though like I barely know them, I still want to be a pillar in my environment.
Yeah, so I know we're talking about campus involvement, and clearly you're heavily involved on campus. So I've learned that being involved on campus, it allows you to have a certain pride about the campus that you're on. So talk to me about the importance of having school pride and how it can infiltrate into other students.
So people see you do something, of course they're going to want to do it.
Right.
So like instead of doing something bad, I always try to do something good. Some of my friends struggle with being away from their parents, or I know I'm not the easiest person to talk to, so I started taking them to therapy. I may not need therapy, but seeing them need help and they're scared to ask, and I know that they need help, of course I'm gonna start going. And they see me do anything, they're gonna follow.
Right.
It's really important to have school pride because I do campus cleanups also. So
and we both partner in that,
which is amazing, and that's how I met you.
Right.
So it just goes hand in hand. Like we're one big happy family. That's why I'm so glad I chose Winston-Salem State over A&T. Because if I was at A&T, I probably would have dropped out like the rest of my friends. But the people, like Winston is like a small village, and this small village, and it keeps me going.
Right. And for those of you who don't know, A&T is North Carolina Agricultural and Technical University in Greensboro, North Carolina. That's the Aggies. We don't really mess with the Aggies. Over here, we're all Rams. But I love that you're involved in even doing campus cleanups. And I just want to speak to that right quick. I still remember when I did campus cleanup on my own and I posted it on Instagram, and I'll never forget, you reached out to me and you said, hey, I do campus cleanups as well. Let's partner together. And Buki is right. That's how we met. And I've seen how us doing campus cleanups together and having other people tagging along with us. And also from our last episode, Josiah Brown, aka Joe, he partners with Buki and I to do these campus cleanups. And I've seen how it has brought such a community, and I see how a lot of people just are willing to do this. And I think that's the beauty in campus involvement. I think that's the beauty in getting something started, because not only does it make you passionate, but it also ignites passion in other people.
Yeah. There's so many people that like they know me and I'd be forgetting who they are, but it's just because of like what I do. And that makes them want to do their own thing. Like we're the only ones that actually do campus cleanups. So that's just amazing that we started something.
Yeah. Now I want to touch on this right quick. So you're also a tutor and you tutor calculus. So tell me how that came about.
Okay, so I don't tutor under the school. Like my friend, I tell all my friends and people that know me, like if you need any help with math, I got you. So I've always been good at math. I took calculus in high school, but my teacher, Miss Johnson, she she even said like you capable of teaching this, and I have
Now, is she high school teacher or college?
here.
Okay.
She even said you're capable of doing this. Like I sat in the front of the class. I love calculus. Like I just
Gotcha.
don't know. I click with numbers. With English, I'm not really good at English.
Yeah.
But she really was like my favorite teacher, and she said like you have a passion with this. So anytime some of my legacy students or my friends they need help with math, I'm on that.
Right.
And it's not that like my teacher even said if you're good at something, you'll know you're good at it if you can teach the next person what you can do. So yeah,
Now, would you say, had she not have said that, you would not have got into tutoring?
Nah, I wouldn't have gotten tutoring. Like I'm too involved to actually tutor for the school, but I might do it next year for like work study.
Got you.
But it does teach me like people struggle with certain things. So like I know the other side of the ball, like being helpless and asking for help.
Right.
And don't be scared to ask for help.
Absolutely.
You're here. We're all here to succeed. We're all here on the same plan. Somebody was once in your shoes. So that's why I'm so eager to help, because I know when people need help, they just be scared to ask. But
Yeah.
it's okay.
Well, I think that's awesome, Boogie. I think you have a great thing going on. You're willing to help. And I think a lot of people need people like you in their lives because you're someone that's willing to help. You're someone that's willing to guide. And even if you don't do that, I know earlier you mentioned you're not someone that's easy to talk to, but you would take someone to a therapist. And I understand that mental health is so important. I shared on a previous episode that when I got to Winston-Salem State University, I went to a therapist. And how that came about was my pastor back home, Pastor AC, shout out to him. He told me, Isaiah, when you get down there to Winston-Salem State University, make sure you see a therapist. So I remember during rendition week, because I was a transfer, and it's not only for freshmen, but also transfers and first-time adult learners. I went to the wellness center on campus, and I went to see, his name was Mr. Pittman, who's the director of counseling. I didn't even have an appointment, but I said, hello, my name is Isaiah Smith, and my pastor told me to come get a counselor. He said, okay, come into my office, and we just began to talk. And so I would schedule appointments with him, and now he's become my counselor. And so I think that there's power in referring to somebody else that can help. And I think a lot of times we don't get the help people need because we're not the one that can help. But if we know somebody that can help, why not send them to that person? You know, and I think that's what you're doing. I want to applaud you for that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But Buki, this has been awesome, man. Thank you for being my guest today. Please give them your social media so they know where to follow you.
My Instagram is 556 Bookie, Bookie, and that's my only social media.
All right, y'all. Well, thank you, Buki, for being on the show. We appreciate you.
Of course, thanks for having me.
No problem. All right, y'all. So today's insight is you can't say you love something if you don't support it. And honestly, we just had a guest that supports so many things. He loves being a campus ambassador. He loves being a part of Rams Hope. So I want you all to take this with you. Support, support, support. No matter if it's your friends, support. If it's family, support. And even when it comes to others supporting you, don't worry about who's not supporting you, but focus on who's supporting you. With that being said, this has been another episode of Insights with Isaiah. Until next time, y'all have a great one.